CityLife Casey, are you ready? Here we go. Step in, good evening. We're so glad you came. Tonight we'll be singing. You can dance the night away. And I know that you are gonna have the best time of your life. Better call your friends and tell them hurry in tonight. 'Cause I'm inviting all of you. Make sure you pick up when the music's calling you. Sing and celebrate is what we're here to do. Relax your mind, sit back, and enjoy the view. It's for all of you. Celebrate. It's the season. It's the season, oh yeah. Sharing laughter, peace and love. Come on, sing along now. Sing along now, don't be shy. Giving thanks, blessings from above. And I know you are gonna have the best time of your life. Better call your friends and tell them hurry in tonight. 'Cause I'm inviting all of you. Make sure you pick up when the music's calling you. Sing and celebrate is what we're here to do. Yeah, yeah. Relax your mind, sit back, unwind, enjoy the view. It's for all of you. Oh, yeah. Tonight you're a shining star in a place full of shining stars. Bright lights glowing just to you all around the room. Tonight you're a shining star in a place full of shining stars. Bright lights glowing just for you, so you can see your dreams come true. Inviting all of you. Make sure you pick up when the music's calling and it's calling you. Sing and celebrate is what we're here to do. Relax your mind, sit back, unwind, enjoy the view. It's for all of you. For all of you. Thank you for coming through. And I hope to see you soon. All of you.
nature sing, and heaven and nature
nature sing, and heaven and 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 nature
Did that just happen? Have I actually understood that heaven is coming here to this world? And it's coming in the form as a baby? And I've been chosen to carry this child. My whole life is going to change. It already has. I'm pregnant. What will people think? Joseph, my parents, this town? There will be talk. Rumors being spread. I wonder what other scandals we have coming our way, little one. Sometimes, I don't even know what I'm doing, right? I'm a teenager. What do I know about carrying a child? And this one? I don't know. At times, I get extremely overwhelmed. But then this wave of peace just comes over me. I'm carrying the promised Messiah that all of Israel has prayed for. The word of God becoming flesh. And moving into our little neighborhood. Who will you play with? What will you become? What will you accomplish? Elizabeth says that you are blessed. And so am I. It was nice for her to stop by and hear her encouragement. Lord, I believe that you are true to your word and you will fulfill your promises for me. He's perfect. You're here in my arms. Can't believe it. My precious son. I wondered during this pregnancy why God chose me to be your mother. I still wonder now. But I believe that God's ways are above my own, and his thoughts are above my own. I don't know what the future holds for you, for me, for our family, but I do know that I will do my best to raise you and make God proud of us both. Never been in love like this before. You have changed my life forever. And for you, well, life has only just begun. I don't even know a glimpse of what God has in store for you. But I know that you are heaven, and you are now here.
Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? And this child that you deliver will soon deliver you. Mary, did you know that your baby boy would give sight to the blind man? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would calm a storm with his hand? Did you know that your baby boy has walked where angels trod? And when you kissed your little baby, you kissed the face of God. Oh, Mary, did you know? Oh, Mary, did you know? The blind will see, the deaf will hear, the dead will live again. The lame will speak, the dumb will speak, the praises of the Lamb. Mary, did you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation? Mary, did you know that your baby boy will one day rule the nations? Did you know that your baby boy is heaven's perfect lamb? When the sleeping child you're holding is the great
What child is this who lay to rest on Mary's lap is sleeping, whom angels greet with anthems sweet, while shepherds So bring him incense, gold and myrrh, come peasant king to own him. The King of Kings salvation brings, let loving hearts enthrone him. This is Christ the King, whom shepherds guard and angels sing. Haste, haste to bring him, Lord, the babe, the Son of Mary.
Oh, raise a song on high. His mother sings her lullaby. Joy, oh joy, for Christ is born, the babe, the Son of Mary.
This is Christ the King, whom shepherds guard and angels sing. Haste, haste to bring him, Lord, the babe, the Son of Mary. What child is this who lay to rest on Mary's lap, on Mary's lap? He is sleeping. This is Christ the King, whom shepherds guard and angels sing. Haste, haste to bring him, Lord, the babe, the Son of Mary.
Holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of that dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared, and the soul felt Truly taught us to love one another. His law is love, and His gospel is peace. Chains shall He break, for the Savior is our brother, and in His name all oppression shall cease. Sweet hymns of joy, be grateful, chorus praise Thee, when all within us praise His holy name. Christ is the Lord. Oh, praise His name forever. His from all proclaim His
Come on, everybody. Why don't you put your hands together with us? Candles burning low, lots of mistletoe, lots of love and ice everywhere we go.
choir singing carols right outside my door.
All these things and more.
All these things and more.
That's what Christmas means to me, my love.
That's what Christmas means to me, my love.
Come on.
Do, do, do. I see your smiling face like I've never seen before. And though I love you madly, it seems I love you more.
Little card you give me will touch my heart for sure.
Oh, all these things and more.
All these things
Hey,
and
baby,
more.
that's what Christmas means to me, my love.
Be my love. I feel like running wild as each and
Gail, where are you?
I'm coming. Just wait. I'm coming.
Look, if we're gonna go see this baby, we have to get him a present, right? Do you have any ideas?
There's nowhere really to stop and get a present this late. And do you know how hard it is to find a park at Fountain Gate? There's no way we're getting a present.
Yeah, I know, but...
But I do have this Twix. It's king size, you know, like for the new king, like...
This is the promised Messiah. Can you... Here you go, take that. Can you, like, concentrate for 1 second and think of something we can get him that's worthwhile, please?
I can't concentrate. I'm still trying to get over the choir of angels we saw back in the field. It's not my fault that I can't think straight.
Well, then let's not waste any time. I don't want to miss seeing this baby, you know. Oh, I can't get any signal here, and it's so cold. Oh.
That's it. We should have brought a sheep. That is such a good present, and it would have kept you warm. Man, I'm so smart. I'm literally an entrepreneur.
Can you not, please? Just no.
Well, look, like that Twix and no sheep. I mean, that's all I've got. So, like, if that's not good enough,
Well, maybe we shouldn't be going then. We shouldn't be going.
no, we're going. No, you don't understand. The angel said that this was too big to miss, and that anyone and everyone's invited. So, gift or no gift, I'm going.
All right, wait. You're right. You are right.
Are we there yet?
No.
Are you sure?
You know, I'm beginning to think we should have bought that sheep.
Why?
So I can put a bit of wool in your mouth to keep you quiet. I need to concentrate.
I'm just excited. We're about to meet God's one and only Son, the glory of heaven. I'm just excited.
You are right. You're right. You're right.
That's twice now. You said I'm right. Maybe I'm right more often than we thought.
Girl, no! Please, no.
Wait,
What?
is that it? That has to be it. Are you ready?
I think so. I think I'm ready for heaven.
told me pa-ra-pum-pum-pum, a newborn king to see, pa-ra-pum-pum-pum. Our finest gifts we bring, pa-ra-pum-pum-pum, to lay before the king, pa-ra-pum-pum-pum, rum-pum-pum-pum, rum-pum-pum-pum. So to honor him, pa-ra-pum-pum-pum, when we come, hey, 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 little baby, pa-ra-pum-pum-pum, I am a poor boy to pa shall I play for you, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum. On my drum, yeah, yeah, yeah. Drum, yeah, yeah, very naughty, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum. The ox and lamb kept time, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum. I played my drum for him, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum. I played my best for him, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum. Rum-pum-pum-pum, rum-pum-pum-pum. Then he smiled at me, pa-rum-pum-pum-pum. Me and my drum.
Away in a manger, no crib for a bed, the little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. The stars in the bright sky looked down where he lay. The little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay. The cattle are lowing, the baby awaits, but little Lord Jesus no crying he makes. I love thee, Lord Jesus, look down from the sky and stay by my side until morning is nigh. Be near me, Lord Jesus, I ask thee to stay close by me forever and love me, I pray. Bless all the dear children in thy tender care and fit us for heaven to live with thee there.
Why don't you give our fabulous kids choir a round of applause?
silence. Come, let us adore. The Savior is with us. Angels, let your song begin. Here comes heaven. Christ is born in Bethlehem. Here comes heaven. Here comes heaven. Now behold His glory, glory in the highest. All the earth rejoice, for Christ is born. Now behold His glory, glory in the highest. All the earth rejoice, for Christ is born. Over all who mourn breaks the dawn of salvation. Darkness reigns no more, for Jesus is greater. He is greater. Angels, let your song begin. Here comes heaven. Christ is born in Bethlehem. Here comes heaven. Angels, let your song begin. Here comes heaven. All creation worship Him. Here comes heaven. Here comes heaven.
The glory of heaven wrapped up in this little baby? You were so moved by the brokenness of your people that you came. I always thought you'd come as a warrior or a king. I thought you'd come leading an army, bearing weapons of destruction. But here you are, just a baby. But you, O Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are not least amongst the rulers of Judah, for out of you will come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel. You are not just any baby. You are the King of Israel. You are true and will be true from beginning to end. And all of the stars in the night sky are leaning in to see you tonight. What else can I do but kneel down and worship you? All the gifts that I've brought pale in comparison to this gift. All the wisdom in the world could never compare to this good news. They call me a wise man, and even I never saw this coming. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government will be upon his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace.
Of Orient are, bearing gifts we travel so far, field and fountain, moor and mountain, following yonder star. Oh, star of wonder, star of light, star with royal beauty bright, westward leading, still proceeding.
Waiting, like the Magi had for hundreds of years for the celestial sign. Waiting, like the person who has been told they will hear back for a potential job offer. Waiting, like a teenager for the permission of their parents that will validate their independence. Or like the child who's been told, we'll see, after they've asked for a happy meal on the way home after a hard day's kinder. Waiting for the results of a medical test while fighting fear, or for your Wi-Fi to connect. Waiting with ring outstretched for a yes, or for the pregnancy test to validate your suspicions. Waiting,
like a child for the friend that is coming over, sitting eagerly, ready to burst into all excitement as soon as they arrive. Or for that moment, the driving instructor turns to you and says, "Congratulations, you've passed. Freedom." See, the Christmas story captures the answer to a waiting nation. Hundreds of years earlier, the prophet Isaiah in chapter 9 had prophesied that the chosen one of God would come. And he wrote, "For to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government will be on his shoulders, and he will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. Of the greatness of his government and peace there will be no end. He will reign on David's throne and over his kingdom, establishing it and upholding it with justice and righteousness from that time on and forever." And that time was now. The promise of God's covenant was being made reality. It was being made tangible. It was becoming physical. But probably not in the way that would be fitting of a people that would love to see their oppressors' downfall. Because in John 1:14, we see that it's written, "The Word became flesh, and he made his dwelling, his place, his residence among us. And we have seen his glory." Not we felt his glory, not we have kind of imagined that his glory was coming in this way, but we have seen, we have witnessed his glory. The glory of the one and only Son who came from the Father, full of grace and truth. And this is an incredible statement, that God would make himself fully human and enter into history alongside his creation. Not by birth into a palace or into a people group that sat with the privilege of power at that time in that place. Not within the ranks of a warrior community or into an elite religious movement. Not even into some form of middle class ranking like, I don't know, Upper Beaky, Harkaway, or Wheeler's Hill. Instead, God wrapped himself in the experience of the least likely and made himself present with his creation, minus a 9 News simulcast or Instagram post. God, fully human, makes his dwelling, or as another translation says, moved into the neighborhood and reveals the hope that humanity had been waiting for. And God speaks to all of us through this story. He speaks to the single dad, to the single mum, to households, to new mums and to refugees. He speaks to systems of power. See, if Jesus had been born into earthly power, then his power would have ended with him. But later we see that Jesus informs Pilate that his kingdom is not of this world. And we watch in horror as Herod murders an entire future generation so that he can hold on to power that could have been stripped by the Roman at any moment. And yet he removed an entire generation so that he could hold on to that earthly power. Jesus knew upheaval as a child. His parents, forced by a consensus to move to Bethlehem to leave everything behind, and then had to flee into Egypt in order to ensure the safety of Jesus. Jesus, the full expression of God, walking, talking, feeling, and thinking, he knows our full human experience. Our limitations, our fears, our hopes, our most important needs. He understands our experiences of acceptance and friendship, and also the rejection of others. God gets you, and he's present in your life. So my question is, what have you been waiting for? What are you holding on to? And are you looking to see if the presence of God is found in the midst of your waiting? See, God knows our brokenness, and if we're honest, He also knows our ability to break others. It's called sin. God has placed such high value on His creation that He invites us to enter into the life that Jesus secured through His death. And this is incredibly important because a divine God would have no integrity unless He had lived the human experience. And so Jesus comes in the form of humanity, and the integrity in His salvation is that He has walked in the shoes of His creation and experienced the highs, the lows, the brokenness, and the joys. None of it's a simple truth. Some of it is incredibly mysterious and hard for us to wrap our minds around. But we seem to do okay with Santa. Yeah. And a very astute young person once said to me that Australia doesn't have very many chimneys. And that would really mess with Santa's workflow if he was going to get through delivering presents in one night. So the things that you wrestle with about this story, don't let it stop you from entering into and exploring the real Christmas narrative. That God is present, that His presence, like Paul says in Acts 17, is not far from each one of us, and that it is found in the simplest moments, in the least likely places, in transactions with strangers, in acts of kindness and acts of patience, found in the car parks of Chadstone Shopping Centre and Fountain Gate. Found in the queue that if you are wild enough to purchase a Pandora gift for your loved one, that you will stand in that queue that will wrap around Fountain Gate multiple times these holidays. And often, we find Him among those that we don't give much attention to. He's not a power-hungry God. His example to us is rich in mercy, it's clothed in humility, and it's measured in grace. You see, the Christmas story is for all people, of all languages, and all the tribes in right relationship to God and to each other. Born from the humility of seeking forgiveness for our sin, but also for the injustices that we tolerate, because it's just easier to do so. Heaven has come in the form and in the person of Jesus. There is no more waiting. Hope is here, and it's not legislated from places of earthly power. Instead, it's wrapped in the fragility of a newborn child.
You came as a tiny babe sent from above, clothed with humanity to share God's love. Angels proclaimed, and the shepherds saw and witnessed the birth of the phone lights out and we'll sing with our beautiful kids choir. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight, glory streams from heaven afar, heavenly hosts sing hallelujah. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born. Silent night, holy night, Son of God, love's pure light, radiant beams from thy holy face, with the dawn of redeeming grace. Jesus, born at thy birth, Jesus, Lord at thy birth. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Jingle, 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 jingle.
All right. Ready? A one, a two, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Jingle, jingle, jingle all the way. Let's go. Let's clap along. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle, jingle, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow. open sleigh. Through the fields we go, we're laughing all the way.
Somebody tells me the King's Spirit's bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a singing song tonight.
Jingle, jingle, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle, jingle, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. Through the fields we go, we're laughing all the way.
Somebody tells me the King's Spirit's bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a singing song tonight.
Oh, jingle, jingle, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle, jingle, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey.
Jingle bells.
A one, a two, a one, a two, three, four. Rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. A mistletoe hung where you can see every couple tries to stop. We're rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring. 'Cause later we'll have some pumpkin pie and we'll do some caroling. You will get a sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. Rocking around the Christmas tree, and a happy holiday. Everyone dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way.
You will get a sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. Rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hall.
So hard where you can see every couple tries to stop. Rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. 'Cause everyone's dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way. Ready? A one, a two, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Feliz Navidad.